Hi, I'm Timera, your host, and welcome to Create My Destiny, a show created by me just for you. As a life coach, I know that you're a limitless being capable of achieving anything that you put your mind to. And this is a platform to share the stories, the strategies, and the truth behind the most successful and influential people around. So stay tuned as I aim to empower, educate, and inspire you to go out there and create your own destiny. Hi guys, it's Timera. Thank you for watching my channel. And my next guest is none other than Thulani Hadebe, #1 publicist in Johannesburg. I am so excited to have you. You're one of my favorite people ever.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I've been following your career from the time I was a little girl. I would look up to you when you would work with people like Leanne Liebenberg and so forth. And I just feel like you're always doing the right thing at the right time. You stay relevant. You're fabulous. You don't age. I think I'm a fan.
Stop it. You should do my PR. That's amazing.
Listen, this is the pilot of my show, and one of the first 5 people that came to mind was you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So thank you for joining me. It means the world.
Of course.
And just so for clarity, I look at you and I see fabulousness. I see businessman. I see someone who knows how to work the room. Mm-hmm. How would you describe yourself in a professional sense and on a personal level?
Well, from a professional sense, I would definitely say that I'm a publicist, entrepreneur. I do PR for a lot of luxury brands, including Luminance, Jimmy Choo. I have a couple of other things in the works as well from a luxury point of view. And I've always tried to project a luxury lifestyle for the consumer. And that's from a work point of view. From a personal point of view, I always love to... It's always nice to hear what other people say about me because, it's quite narcissistic when I hear it. But, if I was to put it down, I think I would describe myself as bubbly, happy, always engaging, and I listen well. And I think those are the best qualities that I have. Oh my God, I sound terrible talking about myself.
You're actually right about yourself. But I feel like, why is it that we look down upon someone who is so confident? That is the real question here.
Yeah, you're right.
I love that you have this presence, and I'm sorry to say, but this has been part of your charm, I think personally, to get to where you are. People love you.
I appreciate that.
So why do you feel bad when you describe yourself?
I think because there's also a juxtaposition with me in that, if I work a room, if I walk into a room, I own it. I make sure that I leave with more friends than I already came in with. But also, I'm also a couch potato. I love watching television shows and just chilling at home. And also having real genuine friends and, going for a coffee, So I think there's 2 sides of me. And obviously the persona that people know is that bubbly, confident, outgoing person.
So I think there's a big misconception that you are literally this ball of energy 24/7.
Yes.
I'd like to talk about the duality of who you are at home when you're recharging and how important that is for you to be performing at this rate.
I love that. I love this question. Well, it took me a long time to get there because in my industry of PR and lifestyle and events, it is draining on you when you have to, some days, when you're having a bad day, you have to put on a smile, and at least I've got nice clothes, so I can wear nice clothes to make me feel better.
Yes.
But, when you're having a bad day, you don't want the next person to, feel that energy, especially if you're in public relations, you're relating with the public. So that's important. However, it does drain my energy, and I need to recharge. And recharging can either be going away on a vacation alone, which I've done before, which some people find it odd, but recharging, and just taking time out, resting, and also making sure that I have a network and a squad of friends that are solid, that know me, that can, just chill and hang out, and we can chat, we can watch television, we can Netflix, whatever the case may be. That's very, very important to me, to have that balance.
How do you manage the balance, especially in your field, between people pleasing, ego pleasing, and being genuine?
I can suss out people very quickly. So within the first 30 seconds of meeting people, I already know what their agenda is and what they're going, especially in that sort of environment. But it's sometimes tricky. Sometimes I get it wrong. It's especially with egos and personalities, and and just being also chilled, genuine friends. So over the years, I'm an old soul now. I'm old now, but so I've learned. I've had some bad school fees in that process. Of losing friends, which you really thought that were amazing people, but Hey.
So on that topic, I feel like we don't talk about this enough.
Yeah.
Paying those school fees, and by school fees we mean experiences, hard knock experiences.
Absolutely.
Please, can you pick one of those experiences that you feel have really shaped you?
Yes.
And maybe discuss what happened and how did you come out of it?
So years ago, I used to work in Sandton at a terrible store I wish not to mention. They had tattoos on the t-shirts. So yes, that's a dead giveaway. You'll know. I worked there for 4 years, and I gave my blood, sweat, and tears. I was really passionate about the brand, but the people I worked with were atrocious. There was one December, I walked in to the office, and my boss said to me, "Are you happy with your job at the moment?" And I said yes. Left the store, and went around the corner, and I burst into tears and called my father. And I never cry at work. I mean, if you're gonna cry outside, then get back to work. From that, my dad came. He rushed, and and then that evening he said to me, "You're not a tree. If you don't like the situation you're in, change it."
That's amazing.
And then so from a bad experience, I changed and I resigned the next day. And that's when I started my business. 12 years later, Brand Ambassadors is my baby.
Taking that leap from having a stable job.
Yes.
And being unhappy, as you described.
Yes.
To being an entrepreneur. A lot of people watching this are going to think you did it like this.
Yes.
What would you like to say about that transition?
It's not easy. Well, for me, I was lucky because that collateral that I had was my networks. I didn't, have any assets, but I left with a network of people because I was engaging with so many people at that time, during my course of my 4 years at the store. So it is difficult, especially if you want to go into something which is product and services where you need collateral or you need it. But, it's about pushing every day. Even to this day, I still need to push. And, it's not all hunky-dory. I make it look, like a beautiful party all the time.
Yes.
But I always like to say I feel like I'm a swan on water. You see the swan on top gliding, but underneath my feet are like this.
So you have a crazy work ethic, I'd like to believe.
I'm a Virgo, so yes.
So tell me about what your day is like, just briefly.
Okay, so wake up at 6:30. I'll do obviously a lot of social media. It is my job, even though they say you shouldn't, I do need to check up, especially what's happening in the world, what's happening with trends, etc. Then it's emails. I dedicate like at least an hour to get my work done, if it's a desk time. And then I'm either meeting clients, I'm on a photo shoot with people, I'm going to a video shoot, or I'm being interviewed, or my clients are being interviewed, or we're jetting off to Cape Town for another shoot. So it's varied. I love my job because that doesn't, I'm not confined always to the desk from a 9 to 5. Some days I have events that I have to go to, or events that I have to plan. So that that goes with it too.
So it's more like project based. Sometimes you work throughout.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Although with that being said, I do have clients that give me a monthly basis. Like I'm on a retainer with clients. However, I do have ad hoc projects that I have. So it's a mixture between the two. So it's about getting those retainer clients and holding on to them and working well for them. That's the most important thing. And then with the ad hoc projects, that's a bonus.
Right.
You get me?
How long have you been maintaining relationships with these retainer clients?
Oh, some of them have been the full 12 years. And even some that were with certain alcohol brands, they changed to another alcohol brand. And with the networks that I've had, I've gone over to the next brand, and supported and worked with them. So which it says something about my work ethic and what I do. Regardless of the brand, they love working with me. So it's varied, and I've learned so much. I enjoy it.
Tools, I hear this word networking
Yes.
very often with you
Yes.
in conversation. And it almost comes across as it can fly right over your head, but I think that's the basis, and you're a master at it. I've always said this, you can work with
Do you think so?
I think you really are. I mean, you know this. It's cute that you're modest though. I like that.
No, well, well, if I met me, I don't think I would like me.
Well, I like you. So you definitely have a charisma and charm.
Yes.
Is that something, a skill that can be learned, or do you think it's a genuine?
What it needs to be is totally genuine, especially because I work with like a lot of press, and and I've been asked this question several times, and a lot of people would say, how did you remember what that person was going through 2 months ago? It's because I have a genuine affinity to people, and I listen very well, and that I make a mental note, of where you're at. I mean, even you and I, after after a couple of years, I'll sit and speak to you, and then we can connect.
Yes.
It's about connecting with people, and if you genuinely connect with people, it makes it easy to remember what they're going through, and and to offer support and guidance and love.
Tools, when I look at your Instagram, I see one big party. I just see smiles, I see laughter, I see good things.
Yeah.
What am I not seeing on your Instagram? That's behind closed doors.
That I've gone through depression. That I've struggled with just genuine relationships and that I'm just very chilled at home. Although I do like do my commentary on my Insta stories sometimes, and I have fun with it. But I do not ever, because also that's a snapshot of my life.
Right.
It's just a snapshot, and Instagram is meant to be fun, and a lot of people get consumed by it. But people need to have a balance with it, and it can consume your life, and it can consume you.
Because, sorry to cut you off there, I just feel like in your line of work, and you're so public, and you're always this persona, people out there thinking, I can't follow his footsteps even if I want to, because I cannot perform all the time.
Yeah.
So the message I'm trying to convey is, when you are going through a negative situation like depression,
Yes.
that you actually do go through it.
Yes.
And just because you're not showing it doesn't
Yes.
mean it's not there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I think the title of my autobiography would be Put on a Brave Face.
Wow.
Because I've gone through so much, but then, you're in the parking lot and you're like, okay, put it together, tools, you can do this. And then it's perform, and it's been difficult at times for me. But when I went through that depression, I went to go seek help. A lot of people sometimes don't feel that they can, or and that's fine. But the most important thing is to acknowledge it and see what you can do to find a solution. Finding a psychiatrist was good for me. That worked for me. It might not work for everybody else, you know. But yeah, and even recently, my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. So that's and that shook our family. But we're going to overcome it, and it's something that that I haven't shared with the world. Maybe this is something that's really important. That says, yes, I might be at the Verve Clicquot Polo, and I'm all smiles, and I've got a great squad, and we're all happy. But sometimes there's more to that than that. There's more to the picture than you see.
Definitely, and thank you for being so honest about it.
Of course.
And obviously you're very open about your sexuality and being a part of the LGBT community.
Yes.
There's a big question that is on a lot of people's mind.
Yeah.
How many boyfriends do you... I'm joking.
What?
Okay, but really speaking, does it put you in an advantage by being a member of the LGBT community in this industry?
That's a very good question, because I've seen my peers in the industry, and some of them are part of the family, if you will. Does it put me at an advantage? Maybe.
Yes.
It makes us get away with being, because sometimes you're boxed into an LGBTQ plus, and then it's like, oh, you are literally going to queer eye our brand. So, sort of thing. So maybe yes. Well, and if it is, then I'll own it and I'll take it. But I feel what puts me at an advantage is my network and my close relationships with all the people that I have, and that I work well. I work hard.
No, we definitely see it. And on the same token, if you are open about your sexuality,
yes.
How do you think that affects, or what can somebody watching the show right now take from it if they are apprehensive about being open?
Yeah, you know what? I always say that, that whatever I do, I always want that little boy in a small town watching this or interacting with me. If I can change one person's life and saying, you know what, I feel you, it gets better. As cliche as it sounds, it does get better. It's just about finding your truth when you want to. And you will only know your truth. And that's what I say to that little boy in a farm town that gets ridiculed, that gets bullied, that gets hurt, that hates waking up and going to school, and thinks of committing suicide. For me, I get a lot of those messages from people, even though I have my own, but when people reach out to me, the LGBT community reach out to me and say, you know what, you and your friends just give me life, and we love you, and you give us support, or you give us hope that it does get better. So, that's my message to those kids.
Okay, excellent. And I just feel like, do you have anything to share about your childhood? Looking at you, I would assume, look at this guy, he's so fancy, he likes nice things, probably a privileged kid. Am I right? Not that there's anything wrong.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. But no, I grew up in humble beginnings, believe it or not, in Pimville, Soweto. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and now I'm in Sandton, but I didn't get bullied. I didn't have that adversity from an LGBTQ side of having that hatred and in my life. But it was difficult for my parents to put us through private school. It was tough for us. But I learned from my parents, if you work hard for what you want, you'll get it. You'll definitely get it.
So my next question is, there's a big transition from Soweto to Sandton, and I'm sure there's a lot that went on there for you to move from those two very different places.
Yeah.
But I want to know, what is the main sort of push that catapulted you to make the transition?
Well, in my life, I always knew I was destined for bigger and better things. Even right now, I have goals and aspirations that, I look at them and I'm like, this is a reach, girl. This is a reach.
Right.
But, from that transition in my life that is definitely mentally I prepared, and I've always achieved, and it's step by step. Timera, it's you stop block by block and block, and Rome wasn't built in a day, and I work hard every day to achieve the goals that I want to.
Did you have a mentor?
I did not.
Right.
I did not. I wish I did, but even I think now I do see people that inspire me, that even from people that I meet or in a club, or to people that are on the boards of trusts and really high-powered business people. So I love being inspired by people. I love interacting with people. That's
okay.
me.
And how fabulous is your real life?
No, it is.
I had to ask.
No, like if I think about just the most amazing family and friends that I do have in my life, I'm very, very lucky. I'm so, as corny as it sounds, blessed. I truly am, and I do feel like I've worked hard for it, and we all have, to get where we're at, and I'm very proud of it. I enjoy my life right now.
So Tools, there's a young person or an old person watching this right now trying to reinvent themselves, and they're looking at the industry of being a publicist or public relations, basically your genre.
Yes.
What are the 3 most important things that they should consider? Advice from you.
Okay. Well, I definitely say to be authentic and genuine. There's nothing worse than being frivolous and not being genuine. People spot when you're fake easily, very, very quickly, and that's when you are with people. Another one is be true to yourself. Definitely always be, that's part of one, but be true to who you are and never sell yourself to the devil. A lot of people in this industry will do things that are maybe untoward and not who they really are, and when you look back at their actions, you think, okay, I could have done that differently, or look at it in that sort of way. And the third thing was something I learned, and I'm still learning, is not to give a flying F what people think about you. It took me a long time. I think I'm 80% of the way there. Certain things still hurt me, but at the end of the day, you are your own judge. It's so important in your life to be the judge of your own self, because of course your family and friends' opinions matter, but the opinion of sheep, who cares? Lions don't care about the opinions of sheep.
I love that.
So I still learn it, and 70% of my problems got solved doing that, but I'll get to 100 one of these days. Right. I hope so. Cross fingers.
You will. I love that you're always progressing. And, well, a little bit off topic, but probably the most important question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you single?
And that's a wrap. Yes, I am single. That's the only question I always, you see, I can't even speak. That's the only question that I never answer.
Okay, you don't have to answer.
Even with my friends are like, why don't you ever tell us? Only for the mere fact is that it's something that's between two people.
Right.
And you don't know what happens between closed doors, and other external factors of people sometimes is frustrating,
Sure, and a lot of people are going to watch this video.
Yes.
So a lot of people are going to want to know, What is it that you're looking for? Just 3 things.
What am I looking for?
Yes.
Actually, I did. No, someone. Yes, I did get asked this. I think on my Instagram. Someone that I can travel with, someone that I can grow with, and someone that will make me laugh.
Great.
Laugh. Those 3 things. Then we're in for a good time.
Okay, so you can DM me.
Or slide into my DMs. I don't mind.
Although direct, guys. If you need a middleman, I'm here. But thank you so much, Twills. You have been amazing. I love everything about you. You're so genuine.
Thank you.
And I think a lot of people are going to learn from this interview. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers, babe.